Welcome to the historically rich, sun-drenched lands where the Dardanelles Straits run along some of the most important wine country in all of Turkey. This is the area of Çanakkale, Tekirdağ, and Kırklareli, some of the most important wine-producing areas in all of Anatolia. Winemaking in this region dates back thousands of years, with roots in ancient Greek and Roman civilizations that once thrived here. From Ottoman times to today, Tekirdağ and Çanakkale have maintained their status as Turkey's premier wine-growing areas, where tradition blends with innovation. Tekirdağ, famous for its white wines and powerful reds. The region's temperate climate, moderated by the Marmara Sea, nurtures a variety of grapes. With its laid-back atmosphere, Tekirdağ offers both scenic beauty and world-class wines. Every sip is a reflection of this unique environment. The freshness of the sea and the warmth of the land, the marriage of flavors elevated both by foods and wine into an unforgettable experience. Moving inland to Kırklareli, nestled in the heart of the Thracian plains, this lesser-known gem has quietly made a name for itself with rich red wines and refreshing rosés. Kırklareli's cool climate and fertile soil are ideal for producing expressive wines with character, and its winemakers are deeply rooted in tradition.
I'm a born and raised city person, and at some point early in my life, at the end of my 20s, I started reflecting about the climate change and the future and the impact of my existence in the world. Then I started exploring possibilities to be in nature, to work with nature, and wine is a great bridge for that. The idea from the beginning was sustainable ecosystem with different produce that has with different products and services that has a circular relation within themselves. So we're trying to upcycle everything. We are not completely autonomous, but we're trying to be mindful in nature. So of course, before everything, we're a wine producer, but doing that, we have a very low manipulation style in our winemaking. We're using gravity to move our grapes within winery, for example. These are the little things that make a huge difference at the end product. And in our vineyards, we're using sustainable viticultural methods since the beginning. So we don't use any herbicides, we don't use any insecticides. We're trying to use products that don't leave a residue on the grapes and the nature.
We are working on the Turkish indigenous varieties called Kalecik Karası, Papaz Karası, Karalahana, and Ada Karası. Also Küsküsü from Elazığ, which is like eastern Anatolia. We are one of the oldest wine growing region in the world. Yeah, according to the scientists, wine making domestically started in the Caucasian Mountains. This is the oldest fossils has been found in that area, which is the border of Turkey, Georgia, Armenia, and Iran. Mm-hmm. Then domestically, the wine making travels through the Anatolia and Mesopotamia and through the Africa and then through Anatolia to Europe, and then it just spread out the world. I use the oldest winemaking techniques, which is like 6,000 years ago. I make very ancient type of winemaking. We call it nature wine or orange wine. And then, of course, I do have my touch on it because I'm the one who
has to drink it.
Has to drink it, and also that have the say the last word.
Our journey leads us to Çanakkale, where the coastal wines are complemented by the rich culinary tradition of the area. This region is known for its distinctive red and rosé wines. Çanakkale Reds are bold with a complexity that reflects both the land and the cultural heritage. There's timelessness here in Çanakkale, where every glass seems to carry echoes of ancient stories.
The world agrees in the fact that the origin of viticulture was Georgia. Azerbaijan border. Then, together with Georgia, of course, more or less the same century, same millennia, let's say 7th millennium BC, we are talking about that. Armenia, Iran, and of course, Eastern Turkey, Euphrates and Tigris area, which we call Mesopotamia, which in historical context was called Mesopotamia. The connection all the way from Iran and Georgia is not very clear. However, we know that somehow around 2000 BC, the vine as plant reached Levant, so Eastern Mediterranean coast, today's Lebanon. And then Phoenicians, the first great sailors of the history, transported the vine to other parts of the world because both it was interesting and also it was the basis of sugar, it was the basis of energy in a time when the food was quite limited in number and also in quantity and also in kind. So Phoenicians, we owe to Phoenicians, then afterwards to ancient Greek sailors. Although we mentioned Georgia, Georgia is important for the domesticated grapevine. However, when we talk about Anatolia, the oldest wild grape was discovered in Çayönü, which is in Diyarbakır, Ergani. So this proves us that at least grape existed, and the oldest domesticated grapes come from Kurbanhöyük, a site which is unfortunately which remained under the Atatürk Dam in 1990s. 6,000 years ago, so oldest domesticated grape, which proves us that wine was produced 6,000 years ago
In Anatolia.
in Anatolia, in Eastern Anatolia.
Cheers to the wines of Turkey's Thracian and Aegean coast. An unforgettable journey through the vineyards and culture of Tekirdağ, Kırklareli, and Çanakkale. Discover the wines, savor the culture, and let the flavors of Turkey's wine routes linger long after your journey. Only in Turkey.